Salinas Valley, for instance, we have the perfect climate to grow from to, obviously you're seeing this flowering, beautiful cannabis property, to lettuce, grapes. It's just a variety. It's an amazing area to actually, climate here is perfect.
Come on now, stop chopping me up for the day.
For the growing all year round.
Northern California has emerged as a leader in the industry, and when I saw this property was on the market, I had to come up here and talk to the owner and see what it takes to operate a cannabis farm on this scale. So in this week's video, we're going to tour this state legal 10.5 acre cannabis farm that is being currently marketed as an off-market listing for $80 million. We've never done anything like this on this channel ever before. Let's get started. Alright everyone, so we have Brian here, who is the developer and the owner of this amazing farm. First off, thank you for having us here.
Thank you for coming.
This is super cool. So we are looking at a 10-acre farm. There's a lot to see here. Can you give us a brief overview of this place?
Sure, as you just pointed out, it's actually a 10.5 acre site, but we've got 4 fully permitted, fully functioning greenhouses here. They are light assisted, so we have light deprivation, we have curtains and such, but what's kind of unique about this farm is that we also have sodium lights that assist with growing the product for quality, right? So we've got a processing facility here, we've got a, where we cure and dry the product. We've got all of our fire suppression and storage tanks for water. This basically is one of the, I would call it, not the highest tech in the business, but for light deprivation, light assist, this is sort of the high end of the market, what you're going to find for this kind of product.
So Brian, when you look at this place from the bird's eye view, you see all these different greenhouses. Can you explain to our audience what each one of these greenhouses do?
Particularly on our site, we have one greenhouse in the back that's facility A. We dedicated that just to a nursery. So we bring in clones from an outside facility. We decided with our nursery that we weren't going to be doing cuts here because, and cut, just for everybody else, if you don't know what a cut is, it's the start of a plant. So we bring in clones from an outside source. We vegetate them in the nursery until they're called teenagers, which they're about waist high, and then we transition them into our flowering houses. So we have 3 flowering houses here. Each one of these houses is 44,000 square feet. And inside the flowering houses, that's where I spoke earlier about the light assist, where we have the sodium lights to help at post-vegetation to help them assist in flowering.
For the healthy growth.
Correct. So what we'll do today is we'll walk you through the nursery, show you the process, talk about how many plants are here, talk about perpetual harvesting, which is what we do here, and walk you through the process of where the plant goes from clone all the way through flowering. So you're standing inside of what we have turned into our nursery. And a lot of people traditionally with the nursery, they would say, okay, we're growing from, they're taking cuts of plants and making the seedlings for us. No, we chose not to go that route. What we did was we said, we're going to be the most efficient here in the marketplace now because it's more developed. People have great genetics, and our partner in genetics has wonderful plants. So we've chosen to go the path of bringing in their clones, and we nurture them in here. So we veg them in here until they're teenagers, which is, like I said, get them to about waist high. And we're in a perpetual harvest mode. So what you see here is basically, if you count the bays, bay meaning these peaks. Yeah, so there's 3.5 bays in here, which means this is 3.5 weeks of rotation in front of you.
Gotcha.
Okay, so they're constantly pulling. So once these get up, and you'll notice there's kind of a smooth taper from the front of the house to the back of the house.
It's like being high.
Correct. What this does for us is not only saves in labor costs because we're not processing one entire greenhouse at a time, but it allows us to put more plants in the greenhouses, less labor cost, and a higher output level.
Gotcha. So create a really nice circulation basically from one greenhouse to another.
Correct. So you will see when we move on to the other greenhouses, you'll see this tapering effect is more graduated in there because you can actually really see where plants are in the cycle.
Gotcha.
Right.
Brian, I need you to explain to our audience, how does the cannabis plant start? There's obviously 2 ways, either seed or a clone. So can you briefly explain what seed and clone stands for?
A seed is a seed, right?